Hey there, my funky fresh boys. Today we're going to play some Bloons Monkey City. We are going to indeed continue on with some hardcore mode action. Now, I don't think that I can beat, oh my god, really ridiculous levels on hardcore mode unless it's a really easy level. But what I can do is go back to these BFB levels and stuff, and just, even on these somewhat hard levels, I can have some pretty reasonably thinged tiles, if that makes any sense. I'm just getting confused in my thoughts. So let's just start it. We're going to play the mustache level, BFB style, and let's get started. I think what I want to do is just go straight for a Ring of Fire, if at all possible. Now, keep in mind that hardcore mode means everything is more expensive. So I'm still about $800 away from getting this Ring of Fire. Yeah. I could also go with a couple other tack shooters, just get a Darling gun or something, but I think, just saving up for that Ring of Fire and just saying screw whatever lives that I lose in the first few rounds is probably my best bet, at least in my opinion. That's what I think. Don't know for sure, and realistically, the only way to know for sure is to test it out, because every single level is going to be different, and each round could be a really hard round that does really well with getting something really good up, like a Ring of Fire, or you could have some really medium level rounds where getting a couple tack shooters might actually be more effective than going for an all-out brute force Ring of Fire type tower. It really just depends on the level, of course, and how hard those rounds are. So let's continue on in here. Looks like we are going to afford that Ring of Fire. That is going to be nice. Now we have a Ring of Fire, and that's going to be basically infinite popping power, for right now at least. I don't think anything's ever going to get through that guy. Look how fast he freaking shoots. And he's got a really nice range. Look at that delicious range right there. Pink balloons are getting rocked like before they even get like 1/3 through the range of this Ring of Fire. Delicious action. So now what I could do is I can go kind of crazy right now. I could say, you know what, I have enough popping power. Let's go for a farm. Alright, since it is hardcore mode, alright, let's do that. Now, you can't do this very often. You can't get very many farms early on like this. It usually just doesn't work out because you have problems with camo popping power or something along those lines. Again, farms are like they're on hard mode. They're $1,080. It's basically, I think it's 15% more expensive if I am not mistaken. Actually, wait, no, that's like, it's less than 10%, isn't it? No, it's like 8% more expensive, right? I think everything's 8% more expensive, if I did my math right. If I didn't do my math right, I'm sorry, because I'm obviously a pretty big noob. But farms are normally $1,000, and they're $1,080 right now, just like hard mode. Alright, so we're going to go for one more farm, and then I'm going to have to start worrying about camo detection and crap, so yeah, we can't go too many farms, of course. So let's get that camo detection up. I think what I'd like to do is just for right now, just get a mortar. It's going to be some extra popping power, and on top of that, it's also going to be full camo detection. And I think even though it's kind of going to be in a weird spot, like on top of my Ring of Fire, I think it's probably my best bet still. I think I should be able to pop most of those guys. So let's get our mortar in the top corner here, and let's get him up to camo detection. Now, it is an extremely expensive camo detection tower. You can go with a Ninja or something, a 4-2 Ninja, but at the same time, it's not as full of camo detection. It can't pop everything for sure. It's just a more universally good tower compared to a mortar, where it's actually more specific. It's more camo detection, less awesomeness popping power, I suppose, and not good versus Moabs at all. Mortars are terrible versus Moabs, in fact, whereas Ninjas are obviously a pretty darn good tower. Now I have full camo detection. I have a really nice Ring of Fire right there. Let's go for another Ring of Fire as our next tower. Now, if by any chance any sort of big Moab class balloons come in here, I'm going to be in for a pretty big problem. You're just going to have to bite down and hope for the best, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. This is just a regular BFB level. I know it is on hardcore mode, but I don't think that that makes it so they really want the Moabs to come faster and stuff. It just makes the balloons that are coming out a little bit harder on each round, which of course gives you more money, so that's nice too. So we're going to get that, and now I think the next thing I need to do is worry about my Moab popping power. So let's get one more farm in here. One more farm, and then all Moab popping power. All hardcore Moab popping power. I think I'm going to get a couple cannons really quick, and then a couple Darling guns, and then maybe a Ninja or something. I think that's probably my best bet. We'll get one Moab Mauler right here. I like to put them more towards the nose-ish area of this place, instead of like down near the mustache or anything like that. Alright, here we go. We got one Moab Mauler, up to 2-3, and even though that's not full Moab popping power, that's still a pretty good chunk of damage to that guy, and by the time I use it, like 1 or 2 sets of roast, like boom, it's already game, set, and match against that guy. And plus he's also a little bit of popping power, so we're getting pretty darn good over here. Let's get one more down here, right in a little section of his nose. I wonder if that has a name, the middle section of your nose. And there's some camo zebras coming in here. Alright, so we have to really hope that our mortar is going to be our full camo popping power right now. And indeed it is. We are still no lives lost in this level, believe it or not. Holy bejesus, we were able to do it. And we got another Moab Mullah. Nyah. 2 Moab Ballers should be enough for right now, but in fact, I will go for 3. And maybe even 4, who knows. Just keep spamming them for now. But again, you don't want to go too hardcore with your Moab popping power, then realize, oh man, my Ring of Fires really aren't that good of popping power, really. No, they're not. They're not at all. And then, oh man, there's some regrowth ceramics coming in here, so that could be a little bit of an issue for us. But it looks like we are indeed taking them down, and a few low-level balloons are just able to get popped by the time they get pretty darn close to over there. And then a few camo balloons to clean up, and we've done it. So now we got 3 Moab Maulers, and let's make it 4. 4 nice, juicy Moab Maulers, and also keep in mind that we have these 3 farms to sell if we all wish to sell them. I think right now we're getting to the point where our farms are actually giving us money instead of kind of just paying back the money that we spent on them. Because it's been about 10-ish rounds since I built them, so right around that point is it's a good time to have the farms. Now we're actually going plus with those bad boys. We got frags cannons. Yep, there it is. 4 Moab Maulers. Still no Moabs have come out yet. That is kind of ridiculous to say the least. So I think, Moabs probably are going to come out soon. I just almost assume it. It's probably going to come on this level, if not the next level. I feel like this should have came out 2 levels ago. But if I still haven't seen them, there it is. Oh, yeah, look at that. Alright, taking them down like a rock star. So let's get these guys up. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to get another mortar as well. Just because I really don't like having to deal with microing my mortars if I don't have to. And if I'm having a pretty chill day today, let's just be chill about it. I'll even get the camo detection. Why the heck not? It's popping power as well to get the mortar, and then a little $800 thing to just make the camo balloons not have a huge problem for me. Hey, that's pretty darn helpful. And there's a BFB. Holy bejesus. We need to get another Moab Mauler type thingamabob up as soon as possible. And then this could be a little bit of an issue for us. Look at those guys. We're going to use a couple sets of road spikes here. Try and stop these guys a little bit. And look at that. We're actually able to take down most of the ceramic layers. And one little ring of fire is going to clean those guys up. But again, a little bit of an issue for me, to be honest. That BFB was pretty darn hard to pop. So I think what I'd like to do is just, continue on with the rest of my money is going to go to Dartling guns. And that means that we're going to get this Dartling gun up. And we're just going to say, screw the farms, man. It's getting to the point where the farms are getting kind of not good, fun to use. I don't like using them. But obviously we're rocking those balloons now. We'll even go with a couple more Dartling guns. And this is just going to be extra BFB popping power and such. And I feel like even though my Moab popping power is decent, not unbelievable, we're already getting to the point where we're almost at the end of the entire round. And we probably don't even need that much more. And Dartling guns also do help out as well. So I'm just going with 2-1 Darlings for right now. I don't think there's really an important point to going for Hydra Rockets or anything in these types of games. It's really not going to be they're really not going to be required at all. I could, of course, get them. Oh, man, some camo lead. Luckily enough, I did go with double mortars over there. And level 26, just cleaning up the last little hardcore mustache. Hardcore mustache! Oh, yeah! Popping BFBs like a boss, like it's my business. And we're going to do it no lives lost, too, aren't we? Oh, yes, we are. Oh, man, that was close. Almost one red balloon snuck on through. But we've done it. We've beaten the mustache level. We took it in our hand and we've crushed it. Crushed it into dust. Got 10 balloon stones for it. That's always nice. Alright. Now, that is going to be ridiculously tough. So let's play a camo Moab level. That could be fun. Well, let's hardcore it up, too. Camo Moab hardcore. Hardcore-fied. So I think the best way to deal with these guys, since it's just camo balloons, is just to start off with a spike factory, of course. I like spike factories if at all possible. And then we'll go with a ninja. We'll go with the ninja right here. And we will just upgrade him all the way. I'm going to get him up. And look at that, camo balloons right from the get-go. And this is probably going to be a really easy tile, to be completely honest with you guys. I don't see how this could ever be really hard at all. I might have to use a couple sets of road spikes, but I think I'm mostly just going to spam ninjas, to be completely honest with you guys. Just spam ninjas. Are they checkmarked on this level? They are. They're checkmarked on this level, so they're more expensive because it's hardcore mode, but they're actually cheaper than what they normally are. They're actually cheaper than what they normally are because they're checkmarked. Alright, so the checkmark overrides the hardcore mode-ish action of this level. Same time, I might end up getting a mortar as my next tower for full camo detection, because again, this is going to be a camo detection, or a camo level, that might have camo leads come on through here, and that could be a pretty big problem. I only have 5 pineapples, and I might end up having to use some red hot spikes or something and waste all my bloon stones. We don't like wasting bloon stones, but we might have to. But I think the first thing to get is definitely just to get the 4th 2 ninja. Get the Bloon Jitsu up. Bloon Jitsus are nice, guys. They're really nice. They're juicy, and they pop balloons, and they pop Moabs, and they pop everything. And versus ceramics, they are just plain amazing, because they distract ceramics almost automatically. There's almost zero chance of, if 5 shurikens hit that thing, they're going to not get done up. So anyways, I will go with a cannon. Hopefully he will hit those lead balloons. Come on. Looks like we're going to have to use a pineapple. 3, 2, 1, boo! And another set of pineapples. 3, 2, 1, boo! And you know what? Actually, pretty darn bad right there. Oh man, I'm wasting a lot of money right now. Alright, those lead balloons cause a lot of problems. I probably should have done something about that a little bit earlier. Sadly enough, I was silly. So a little bit of micro errors right there, but not the end of the world. Still having our ninja do quite a bit of popping power. And of course, look at that. You can do a pretty darn good job with that. And you know, as soon as I get that 4-2, I'm going to be like really happy. And I'd like to get a mortar. I really would love to get a mortar. In fact, a mortar probably would have been better for that than that cannon, to be honest. I was under pressure and my brain couldn't think that fast and I messed things all up. No. Also, I can almost assume that Moabs aren't even going to... Oh, crapola. Look at that. Oh, I can't even afford it. Goodness gracious, my friends. Goodness gracious. I definitely should have went for this guy. And now you got camos and crap. Camo regrows even coming in here. Oh my goodness. It's just getting more ridiculous every second, my friends. Every single second. There's no real reason to go on hardcore mode unless you're planning on getting the balloon stones. So if you're not planning on getting the balloon stones, you probably shouldn't even do hardcore mode. I mean, yeah, I guess if by any chance you want the extra money, it's possible to do it that way, but I don't recommend it. I don't really recommend it at all. And oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, spamming all of my road spikes over here. And look at that. I'm wasting my money like crazy right now. I'm down to 0 road spikes. I should have microed my mortar a little bit better. I know I can micro my mortar, guys, but I can't mortar my micro. I can't mortar my micro more than the average person, usually. Alright, and there's some more camo leads, guys. There it is. Pop these guys nice and fast, finish up that level, and we're almost to the point where we got a Bloon Jitsu. It's about $600 more that I need, and if absolutely necessary, if it comes down to it, I will sell my mortar just because I can. But it looks like we're not going to need to, even though there's a lot of lead balloons in here. Looks like we are going to pop these guys, and we just need $200 more. Come on, and there it is, the 4-1 ninja, and soon to be a 4-2 ninja. 4-2 ninja, and now we're in the mood for a delicious amount of action. Alright, still, no road spikes. None of that nonsense, but I still don't feel like unbelievably terrible about this. And there's just so many camo leads coming in here. I'm actually going to move my mortar up to here. I'm going to hope that that's going to help versus those camo leads a little bit more. Actually, not a bad spot for my mortar, of course. In fact, you know what? Let's move it just a little bit more towards that side, and then it can hit just a little bit more over here as well, because the explosion's actually pretty darn big if you haven't realized. Alright, now with all that extra money, what are we going to do? I'm going to start off with some more ninjas for right now. Let's go with the ninja. One more ninja. It's going to be on extra camo popping power and also Moab popping power. Because if I start spamming a bunch of cannons, of course that's good versus Moabs, but not as good versus the camo balloons. I don't have any sort of monkey village that I want to get. I think monkey villages will be just a little too expensive for me today. It's only $1,730. Ooh, that's kind of nice, I suppose. And anyway, look at that. Look how fast we got that second 4-2 ninja up. Yeah! It's pretty darn nice, except for BF... Well, you know, there's going to be no BFBs on this level either, is there? No, there absolutely is not. So even Moab Maulers are not even going to be that efficient. Good point there, good friends. Good point. But we'll at least get 1 or maybe 2. Who knows? Who knows? Then the rest of it's just probably going to be all ninjas. Because as you can tell, I kind of want these levels to just go by fast. Just finish them up as fast as possible. If every single round you got balloons going through all the way to the very, very end, it usually doesn't. It usually takes a little bit longer for each round to actually happen. Even though I actually don't have like full popping power at all, by any means, these ninjas are good popping power, but not full popping power. So let's get them up 1, 2, and 3. This is where we're getting to the point where Moab Maulers might actually become useful against those silly little Moabs that might come out. And there it is, level 19. Kind of weird, to be honest with you, that it came out on level 19 because we versed a BFB level and they came out on pretty much the same level. Don't really understand that whole process, but hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? So also get a, let's get a 4-2 or a 3-2 cannon. Why not? It's a little bit of extra popping power. Help my ninjas out. Ninjas will distract them and crap. The cannon will just clean up all these extra little balloons that are coming on through. Look at all these. Look at this pop count all the way up to 125 already. Nothing compared to my 14,000 of this guy. But hey, every little bit counts, right, guys? Yeah. Yeah. And then more ninjas. Only 4 more levels to go. Good. Good. Very good. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play one more Bloons Monkey City level after this. One more little tile, and we'll just finish off the hardcore mode stuffs. I know you guys probably want me to try and beat some sort of random, super ridiculously hard tile on hardcore mode. I'm not gonna. Not right now, at least. I don't see the point to it. Like I was telling you guys, it's kind of fun to do if you want a challenge. But I'm already challenged by regular tiles, guys. I can't even beat some of those regular ones. Like that volcano tile that I'm working on. It's like impossible. It's DDTs, and you got no Monkey Village, and that just causes so many problems for you right there, because you can't get a 0-3 Monkey Village, and that just hurts you for DDTs. Definitely. Alright, level 25. Pretty darn simple, right, guys? You know, not even a lot of mobs coming out. Just cleaning them up. 3 4-2 ninjas were actually detrimental to these balloons. They were just demolishing them. And oh man, even some balloons actually just leaked through like 6 balloons, but we're done. We're done. So it looks like my ninja defense really wasn't that fantastic, to be honest with you. Alright, so look at this regrow BFB level. It's a difficulty 5. We're not going to do that one. We're going to do the 3 level difficulty, even though this one even isn't that easy. Oops, hardcore. Made sure we hardcore it up. Don't want to forget that nonsense. So again, we'll start off with a Spick Factory. Going for those balloon stones. And then, I think this was just a normal BFB tile, right? So if that's the case, we'll start off with a ninja. Or even a boomerang, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that could be fun. Let's go with a boomerang. We'll get him up to 0-3. In fact, 2-3 pretty darn soon. That'll be a lot of popping power for us. Oh yeah, lots of popping power. And just to get him up, you know, our Spike Factory is going to be the main popping power in level 1, and possibly level 2 as well. And if absolutely necessary, I will use a couple sets of road spikes, even though I really don't want to. I really don't want to use those road spikes. I might actually have to end up doing that. So I ended up actually playing hockey with my friends yesterday. It was really, really fun. We were going to play in the tennis court where we normally do, but then we realized, oh yeah, it's kind of really snowy still. Wow, we're silly, aren't we? We kind of just assumed that the snow wouldn't be so bad and we could just shovel it or something, but it was totally ice. And that equaled not a good time for us. I was like, you know what, I don't think we're going to shovel this stuff, guys. And then we ended up just playing in his front driveway type area. And it was, like I said, it was really fun. We played hockey a couple times last year, but then the weather came through and we just couldn't do it in the snow and we got busy and stuff. And I really hope that we end up playing a little bit more this year. I've got a lot of stuff that I hopefully am going to do this year as far as sports goes. I usually host a softball thing every single summer with my friends. We do it every single Sunday usually, and I think we have tons of fun. I'm the only person that always shows up, but there are some people that show up most of the time. But it's just kind of funny that I've showed up every single game, even though I broke my thumb last summer, a couple games before the very end of the season, and I still came and I tried to play with a broken thumb, believe it or not. Yeah, I know, I'm ridiculous. I didn't use 2 hands, I only used 1 hand, but at the same time, it was still nice. Anyways, lots of balloons trying to come on, chug on through here, but we are able to pop them with our Spick Factory. Nice. So Boomerang surprisingly not getting enough popping power. Let's put this guy in strong for right now. Get all that strong stuff up so this guy can clean up all the rest of the low-level balloons. Surprisingly, 2-3 Boomerang not getting enough pops. You know, it's getting a decent amount of pops, but not a really good amount. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with you guys. Oh man, I haven't used road spikes already. And maybe this Boomerang is not the way to go today. Maybe a 4-2 Ninja is a little bit better. Or maybe I just have my Boomerang in a bad spot. You know what? It's in a bad spot. It's good for hookage, but it's not in the perfect spot. Let's go for the 4. Let's go for the 4-2 Ninja for right now, and we'll change it up a little bit later, depending on how I feel. Alright, so we got a 4-2 Ninja, and even though I feel like I kind of wasted a lot of money on this thing, because I sold my 2-3 Boomerang, it should work out alright. It should work out alright for us. But at the same time, there's just no clear way on which way... Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. There's no clear way on which way to go from now on. Uh-oh, these sound strong, too. We got to put them back on first for a couple seconds, and we were able to clean them up. Let's get a mortar now. Let's get our mortar. We'll put him towards the front in the middle here, and just go 1 and 2, and soon get him up to Bernie stuff and stuffs like that. Since camo balloons aren't really as important in this level, I'll just rely on my 4-2 Ninja for right now as full camo popping power. And, Bernie stuff's going to be more popping power help compared to, you know, like awesome sauce camo detection or anything like that. It's not really quite as important for me. Other than that, you know what, we have to, we can get a farm if we want, but I think we're actually not in the mood for a farm right now. We just need to kind of survive at the moment, to be honest with you guys. Look at that, we're barely surviving these things. Alright, so 2-3 Boomerang, maybe. Let's go for a Moab Mauler first. Suppose this wouldn't be that bad of a spot. Could at least afford him. That's kind of nice. I don't know when the Moab's going to come. This level seems way more difficult than the other levels for whatever reason. I don't know if it was just that I sold my Boomerang and I was down like $500 or so. I don't know if that really caused all the problems, but definitely tough. I had to use quite a few sets of road spikes and all that random crap. Not as tough as the other level, actually. I really just messed that level up, I think. I just think I was just bad micro with my mortar, bad building decisions in the early game, and it just really took a toll on me. The road spikes spam actually hurt me more than anything else, because I wanted that no lives lost. I wanted those balloon stones. Anyways, we're getting a lot of money in here, and you know what? We'll go for one more Moab Mauler while we're at it. And look at that. What else are we gonna do now? Monkey aces are cheap. Let's do a monkey ace. We never do monkey aces. They're kind of fun to use. Oh man, look how fast that guy's flying around. Oh yeah! Get rapid fire while we're at it, and we'll get some... Oh yeah, get sharper darts. Oh, super fantastic. Super fantastic style. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go all the way up to never miss targeting. Do I think monkey aces are awesome? No. But are they fun to use? Yeah. So why am I using them? Because they're fun. They're fun to use, and I like having fun. Don't you guys like having fun? Sure, everybody loves having fun. Anyways, more micro right now. Look at all these balloons. Oh my goodness. Barely able to destroy them all, but still able to do it. And still no Moabs coming in. Again, maybe, you know, 19 might be that key level. And here we go. We get never miss targeting. That's going to be a lot of extra pop and power. As well as, you know what, let's give him some camo detection. Let's just give it to him. Just cuz. And there it is, the Moab Mauler. As you can tell, doing a delicious amount of pop and power now. This never miss targeting is a super huge help. Not only for balloon pop and power, but also just regular Moab pop and power. You don't think about it, but it is. What? 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 Why did that happen? This is no! I hate you, Bloons Monkey City. I hate you. I didn't click the forums button. I didn't do it. Did I? Did I do it? Did I accidentally do it? Alright. Well. Okay, guys. Sadly enough, we didn't get to beat the level. But this is where I'm going to end the video. Because I'm angry. I don't know how I hit that button, but it must have somehow happened. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a good day.